All right, fellow babies, welcome to the Silly Shills Show, live on the EiE Network on the Friday night, and we've got some awesome stupid lined up tonight. I'm going to bring up a couple and just read a couple off just to give you a little hint of what we could bring. We've got I proved flat earth while sitting in a bathtub, and that is going to be the first video we show. We've got something from Thompson. We've got flat earth science lessons, no doubt. Oh, we've got it all. Don't say I didn't warn you, motherfuckers.
What's good, YouTube? And this is Sifu Smo from Smo's Monocune Arts. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm naked or anything of that nature, but a lot of you trolls.
I don't want people to think I'm naked. You're taking a bath, my dude. I'd be more weirded out if you weren't naked right now.
Yep.
I just assume it's strategic placement.
Was he doing bathtub Tai Chi there? What was that?
I don't know. I have no idea what that guy was up to, man. That's
Holy crap.
crazy.
I heard someone say that someone just invented a new type of martial art, but is this that guy?
Yeah. So this seems like Dion Smo, who I think of as toilet flurf, because he always seems to be on. Whenever he's on, I kind of think that we should introduce a naming system for flurfs that's kind of like the Smurfs, right? There's Papa Smurf, and this one's toilet flurf, because he's always in the bathroom when he does his interviews, and he's always got sunglasses on, and he's always talking about how he's developed his own martial arts system. I'm rather interested to see that whatever form he was sort of doing there involved a bow in the middle of it, which is traditionally not when you stop doing it. Yeah. He says it's called bullshido.
I said before you started I was scared. I'm not scared anymore.
You need to know what this is. Because a lot of you trolls, you sit on the keyboard all goddamn day, make these comments on YouTube, and you forget to take a goddamn bath or shower. So you trolls, this is your best friend. But anyways, guys, that's not why I'm making this video. I was sitting here and I was thinking about me being a dome earther and a flat earther, and I was looking at the bath water here, right? And someone brought up a question to me about, well, if the earth was flat, what about the tides? Wouldn't the tides be the same? And I finally found the question of that answer sitting in the bathtub, right?
Of the answer? What did he just say?
He did just say, I found the question of that answer, right?
42.
I will say though, that this is amusing because it's kind of like watching a child learn basic things, like him creating the waves with his hands and looking at him like, oh my god, a revelation.
A tub epiphany.
Yeah, but I've seen toddlers come to more clear conclusions than this fucking moron.
That's what I mean. It's like watching a toddler
have a car, so.
Oh, sorry, Tommy, go ahead.
I guess this guy doesn't have a car, so the bathtub is the second best thing.
Oh, we have a good super chat. GPS for $2 says a moment of silence for Jeranism's YouTube channel.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yep, it's very, very hashtag interesting.
Yeah.
Hashtag interesting.
I also have to read out.
something?
Jaronism's YouTube channel. It's still up, but all of the content is gone from it.
Yeah, it's a blank slate, just like his fucking brain.
Which is a shame because it means that one time that he proved the globe not on Netflix is no longer on YouTube. I put it in a video, so it's still there. But he did film a really nice ISS lunar transit, and that's gone now, which is a shame. I also wanted to read out earlier. Wodentoad in the chat said that in this particular pause, he looks surprised by his own penis.
Ever seen that fucking thing stand up like that before?
I said earlier, please have a black square ready.
All right, should we let it keep going?
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Oh dear.
See how the water's moving? Right? See how the water's moving? See how it stopped? It's level now. That explains the answer to tides.
Okay, so I get it. First of all, I love the crazy face in between every pause. And second, I get it now. He's saying there's a giant man in the ocean having a bath. And this creates tides.
So, I was impressed by the martial artist's astonishing core strength when he tried to sit up and was unable to. And B, you know,
I can relate.
He just disproved his own premise, right? You know, because if you stop applying a force, the water stops moving because it loses energy to its surroundings. This is called this is via a process called entropy. In fact, it's all very interesting. So the fact that the tides have been going for thousands of years indicates that there is a continuous force being applied to them.
Or that dude is really old.
Or that dude is really old. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The entire thing is deranged. Like, you know, he made this, but he kept the martial arts. He was certain to keep the martial arts bit at the beginning, just you know, and then all of the crazy stares into the camera, and he thought, brilliant, nailed it on the first take. Let's put that up. You just
put it in the can.
You know, what reality are you in?
I would say that from this, I have learned one thing. All Nobel Prize winners start out in the bathtub.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking of Eureka. I was just thinking of Archimedes in the bathtub.
But I've seen some of that before when flat earthers believe they found something new. They act like they're totally shocked, just like that. And it's, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So what you're saying is we should get them word of the day toilet paper so they could be perpetually in a state of shock.
That's awesome.
Let's let him continue, because it's only fair that Johnny gets to see one of the world's great scientific minds in action.
You literally know.
Fuck all that. We're going in.
Across the earth. Even with the tides moving, they still stop and become level, no matter where they're at.
No, they don't. Tides don't stop. Give a single citation that tides ever stop.
I think what he meant was his hair.
is his idea then that, like, you know, there's high tide at one coast, right? And then the tide goes down, and then it's high tide at the other coast, right? But in between, there's what seems like nothing because it's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and he perceives that as it being flat and level. Is that his argument?
Yeah, I think that is.
I
his
think
argument.
you're giving him too much credit.
Yeah,
There's actual logic in what you just said.
yes,
That's true.
I don't think he's thought that far out for sure. He's
No.
of course, the look on his face, he really thinks he has just proved the Earth is flat in his
Yeah,
best.
still surprised.
Did he explain
Because-
why he's doing this in the tub? Is it just like
No.
his way of proving that he does bathe?
He
think he's-
well. He did make the jibe that actually the people who troll him don't bathe, and that they should take baths more often, and they would be granted insights into the true nature of reality through this process of bathing, this mystical process of bathing.
He's just a
bet.
big kid playing with a rubber ducky.
Should we let it keep playing to the plot twist where this is a live stream and he pulls a tube in after he's done talking?
Oh, jeez. Okay, you asked for it. You're getting it.
Moving. A flat foundation. See, this is the problem with these scientists and experimentalists, is they don't experiment. I just proved the tide argument just by sitting in a goddamn fucking bathtub. Fuck your science. True science is science being tested through experimental experiments. That's true science. Fucking globeheads.
In globe heads. Experimental experiments.
Holy fuck. Unbelievable. You know, I think I figured this
We
guy
need
out.
that out there for experimentalization.
I think
The
I figured this
experimental
guy out.
experiments.
He's talking about tides going up and down. Well, he got in the bathtub and the water level rose. I think maybe he thinks giants are taking a bath in the ocean.
Yeah. Oh dear God. So I still want to know
Yeah,
how
repeat that.
pushing water across the tub and then stop pushing water proves tides.
because reasons.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
All right,
it's
then.
very simple. Water go splishy splash, and then water no go splishy splash.
Right. Logic.
If he
That's
hauls
funny.
out a bottle of Mr. Bubble and starts making shapes on his head, I'm fucking done.
But this is another situation where he didn't complete the thought. Okay, so he's talking about tides in a flat Earth. He's moving water around. Never anywhere in that explanation did he say what moves the water. Nothing.
No.
God's
So-
word.
But
Some magical force.
No,
I
I
still
told
think
you.
you're wrong.
It's God's farts.
Wrong about what?
Him not completing the thought. I don't think he started a thought.
Oh, okay.
Um,
All right, you got
like,
me there.
you know, his argument, the argument that he's trying to make is water is level, therefore the Earth can't be round. This is where this argument,
Yeah.
you know, you often get into this argument where people go, well, you know, water isn't level. What about tides? Water like any other fluid conforms to the forces that are applied to it. Gravity is a force, therefore, and gravity induces tides.
Reification fallacy.
Uh,
All right, Oakley.
except
No.
that I can prove gravity.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Apologetics says, I like the God's farts explanation. God is sitting in the ocean having a bath, and, you know, every now and then something slips out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet God's part is bigger than his parts.
All
So,
right, what else do we have on the table today?
Well, we were going to do a vote, but again, I have vetoed it because I have picked the video.
Commie.
And this is very interesting. I think you're all going to love this as much as me. It is Flat Earth Science, Lesson 9, Part 3. All right. Well, here we go, guys. Hang on to your hats.
Hello and welcome. All right, let's get right to it. Right off the bat, let's ask this question. What is the most accurate kind of map? It's a photograph. And so long...
That's a moronic question. What is the most accurate kind of map? There are different kinds of maps for different purposes. If you want topographical information out of it, a photo is pretty kind of fucking worthless.
Yes.
Well, it's there are maps break down into three broad categories. There are area preserving maps, distance preserving maps, and direction preserving maps.
I was asked once in the chat why we don't have curved maps. So I made the quick and dirty calculation that if we should have a local road map of 1 to 20,000 to have local roads, the curved map would have to be like 300 meters in diameter or something, a radius.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's handy.
I'm so frustrated with this fucking Flat Earth Institute of Science dude, because this is the same. I haven't seen this video before, but it's the same as all of the others I've watched, where he can't have a sound argument because right off the bat, he's wrong every time. He always has a faulty premise that he stands on, and this is no different.
It's called Flat Earth.
Yeah.
It all starts with a faulty premise that they draw conclusions on, but the premise is designed to fit the conclusion, not the other way around. So that's why we get where we are.
Yeah. Well, even like his the best evidence for a flat Earth is that it looks flat. So his method is observation, conclusion. It looks flat, therefore it is flat. But he never thinks to ask the question, why does it look flat?
Exactly.
So, here's the thing, right? His premise isn't bad if you were to say, I get up and I observe a flat Earth, and instead of saying, because I observe flat, it is flat, what you should do is, I observe flat, but is it really flat?
Right.
Let's have a closer look.
You need to ask more questions, but yeah, let's let him continue now that he's wrongly asserted that the most accurate map is a photograph.
As long as you are taking a picture of the flat Earth, you have a flat Earth map. All right, here we are in Google Maps. This is Brisbane, Australia, or Brisbane as they call it down there. And let's go ahead and switch this over to satellite view.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to go ahead and zoom out, and you tell me when to stop when something smells fishy to you.
Okay. Everything. Oh wait.
Huh?
Wait, zoom back in a little. I see a lot of like stripes on the map.
Okay. You've got rows.
Columns.
Or columns.
Congratulations, you've discovered how polar orbiting satellites take photos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is he going to try to explain that?
Yeah. I assume he's gonna wrongly state why there's lines. So I just wanted to correctly state it for the record. That's how you scan the planet at a closer range. You put a satellite in a polar orbit so that it can pass over every part of land eventually, and it takes images in long strips.
Okay, wait. You ready? I've got his rebuttal. I've already got his. Nuh-uh.
That's it in a nutshell, right there.
I win.
Satellites are fake. CGI.
Sataloons, you mean?
out.
Sataloons.
Oh, I love Sataloons.
Yeah.
All right, let's let him tell us what these lines are. Now that we know the actual answer.
It's like aliens, man.
Do you think those are real? Whoa, check out the water over here.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really interesting. Really interesting.
Do you think a real satellite went out and did that?
It doesn't seem.
Pause.
Oh,
Pause.
here it comes.
Oh,
Okay.
Tony's riled up. Tony's riled up.
That's right.
No, obviously it was faked and they put the fucking borders in there deliberately to leave it as a hint so that you could tell it was fake. You fucking idiot.
Makes sense. I agree.
Oh God. Yeah, the claims, the stuff that they say is like, yeah, if we're gonna fake it, why the fuck would we make it so obvious?
Well, but what is that? What is that? There's a defense that no, I'm serious. There's a legal defense that is based on that principle, right? That if it's so dumb, obviously I didn't do it because it's so dumb. What is that called?
I think that's the Chewbacca defense.
No, there is actually a defense against what is it? Libel. When you say something about other people, if it's so ridiculous that no reasonable person could be expected to believe it, then it's obviously some form of satire.
That's slander law, basically, or slander or defamation of character. Is that somebody it has to be reasonable enough for somebody to actually believe it.
Yes, that's right.
I would argue
if I said that, Nathan Oakley, shoves ducks up his asshole sideways while dancing naked under the moonlight.
That's
That's
entirely
true.
believable.
That's obviously true.
Here's the thing, though. I would argue that in the age of the internet, when we're able to take a look at take a deep dive into the weird corners of the internet, Poe's law really calls that whole thing into question of what accusation is too ludicrous.
Yeah, there is that. But I consider the claim that Nathan Thompson can dance to be demonstrably.
But he didn't say dance well. He just said dance.
It's just a yes. Stripes of satellite imagery don't necessarily match up well at the borders because they're shot from different angles at different times of day. With the sun in a different position. It's just ludicrous to suggest that actually they should put so much effort into gluing all of these images together in a way that makes it look nice. No,
you know what would make me believe it, that these were real? I need a camera that shows the camera showing the camera going into space with the camera that has the camera on the camera that takes the camera of the photo of the camera.
Yeah.
I had that
That's
argument.
a lot of P900s, man.
Roll the tape.
All right, here we go.
It doesn't seem very.
Likely.
I don't think so.
I've been in plenty of planes in my life. I've never seen anything like that. All right, so here we've.
I figured it out. I understand why it looks weird to him now. He thinks it's one photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No.
Well,
He thinks.
did he
it's
say?
one
Did he say he's a
photo.
pilot?
Ouch.
So he's been in a lot of planes in his life,
Oh.
and because he hasn't seen it, obviously that means it's not real.
That's like in that shit movie Battlefield Earth where the cavemen are in the plane and they're looking at the map and going, I don't see these lines. They must have faded over time. That's literally caveman level of stupid.
So easy,
That was
a caveman.
Terrible
could do it.
movie.
All right, so shall we dive in with a little more derp?
For sure.
Let's see what this idiot's got to say next.
And this is a flat Earth lesson, right?
Sorry, I just had to let somebody in. Okay, here we
centered
go.
herself in between the columns.
Okay.
Does that look very far away to you?
Well, not much farther away than maybe a plane would fly.
Okay. So, what do you think is going on here?
Well, I would because of the columns or the strips, it kind of looks like a plane might be flying over and just getting an image capture in strips and maybe pasting them.
Oh fuck!
She's almost there. She's almost there.
Something.
I want to know who she is because she's much smarter than him. She's very close. She's got the method down, just not the medium.
Yeah, if she wasn't being led around by the nose or from the nose by this fucking idiot, she would probably have figured it out. Yep, that sounds like about how it would work.
She's at least figured out that the images were obviously captured in strips. And that's what we're seeing is the border between the strips. So I congratulate her for being that smart.
Absolutely.
So now just see if he's correcting her or what.
And get ready because this is pretty dumb.
Together. Oh boy. Because as you zoom out a little, and you can see
all these different things getting stitched together, the pictures.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like to me, anyways.
Yeah, I agree with you there. This, if it's a satellite that's taking these pictures, it must be a pretty low-flying satellite.
Yeah. And zoom out a little.
Why?
And here we see the lack of understanding of scale because pretty low, as in, like, do you know how far away a satellite needs to be to capture the Earth in one image? We're talking 30,000 kilometers, roughly. Well, actually, the Israeli Beresheet lander took a picture of Earth from a distance of 16,000 kilometers. So that's a solid distance. But yeah, that's a big window of altitudes to orbit at where you cannot see the whole Earth at once. But just your complaint here doesn't make sense. Of like, why would they have to do it like this? You know why? Because it's cheap. That's why.
Well, also because we're too far out. What good is the pictures?
Yeah, if you're doing a map, what's the point of taking a picture of the whole globe?
Right.
So so let's let him keep going and see if he makes any point aside from misunderstanding everything.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be a science lesson.
Right.
Let's see if there's any science and where the lesson takes us.
Or more. Okay, so it changes right there. Okay, so what is going on over on the right? What is all that? It looks like that does not look like a photograph at all. At least not from a camera I would use.
Yeah.
It's like super blurry. It does not look like water. Zoom out more, please.
It's nothing there to take photos of.
You mean images of the empty ocean are in less detail than the cities? Why on earth would they?
You want that high resolution water to be able to see the fish, don't you?
All right. Should we let the video continue and see what excuses they come up with for why it's not perfectly logical to do lower resolutions of the empty ocean?
Can I also make another point? Google Earth.
Hang on, we got a lot of background noise there. 1 second. Go ahead, Tony.
Google Earth uses images from different altitudes for different levels of resolution.
Yeah.
So the fact that the images change in resolution as you move upwards is not actually an indication of any sort of chicanery or deceit. It's just it becomes impractical. Your resolution drops below what your monitor can achieve. So they change to the lower resolution photos. Which is perfectly reasonable. Anyway,
I don't know how many times I tried to explain that to Flat Arts about different. It's a very important word, different. Where they have different satellites taking different pictures from different altitudes with different cameras and different everything. Yeah. Different.
You're not going to get street level views and buildings and cars from orbit. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty useless to try too.
Aaron deleted his channel too. Yeah.
Who did?
Jaronism.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Videos on his channel.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
still there,
oddly
right?
enough-
It's just videos.
Yeah, it
Right?
has no content. But oddly enough, Globebusters hasn't said a word about it.
I think it's a legal issue.
No.
Maybe.
I think so too. I think everything's been made private, just like the Globebusters did when they had that with that
Yeah.
copyright strike thing with Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I really think it's a legal issue right now. I hope so too, because, well, you know, he's a fucking moron.
Allow me to dredge some care from Give a Fuck Bay.
Behold,
That was awesome.
the field in which I grow my fucks. Behold,
Is
and
Yeah, yeah.
grin.
It is barren.
No fucks were given this day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No fucks were harmed during the making of this production. Okay, so we've gone way off of satellites and stuff. Shall we play some derp?
Yes.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I guess the part that people are not living in. There's no homes out in the ocean.
Yeah,
Well,
you're gonna do it out in the ocean where it's all covered
Look
up.
at this.
Good catch.
Are those waves?
She
Maybe?
figured it out again.
I don't
But-
even know what all
She's trying
this,
her best.
the weird stitching, and
Oh, really, really strange.
I've heard people talk about, oh, there's giant worms crawling on the bottom of the ocean, like enormous things, but it's all a fake image.
I feel
It's
like
it's,
some of these.
it's clear CGI as it can get.
It's definitely CGI. I mean, that's not. That's just strange. Okay.
So, what kind of satellite do you think was used for taking those photos? One like this,
You can look. You
or
can look
one
now,
like
dude.
this?
Well,
No.
Oh my.
obviously
Jeez.
the airplane looking one, because the satellite in space, it wouldn't need to create the columns or the, the pasted effect.
Yes, it
because
would.
It's just
You
out.
Stupid bitch.
This-
That's a
see, this-
surveillance drone.
She started off on the right foot, but then here's the issue: is that and to be honest, the average person has no idea how a satellite actually works. They don't understand that a satellite in a low orbit cannot see the whole Earth at the same time, and they also don't understand that a low orbiting satellite can't just get to a higher orbit out of nowhere.
No. Nor do they really need to, actually.
Oh,
so-
sorry.
That was a low orbit witch.
Yes, yes. She could change orbital heights anytime she wants.
Am I the only one that's literally face foaming right now?
No, no.
Well,
Not even close.
I will say that it. I think it's a little harsh to call her stupid necessarily. She just doesn't understand the technical limitations of a satellite, and this is probably not something that she's ever had to understand or think about
Right.
in any detail before. But the reality is that satellites do use radar. They send it down, they beam it back, but obviously the radar sweeps side to side, and there's only so far the radar can go. They don't have an infinitely wide stretch, and the same's true of visual imagery. They don't have infinite. They can't just take a photo of the entire thing. Generally, you don't need to think about this sort of thing if you're an average citizen, but really, when you see this, I don't know. I feel like it should be reasonably obvious to put together. Obviously, they don't.
I think I saw a video with that plane in it, and it's a small plane. If it's just a one single small propeller, it's not made for high altitudes. I think it's just a couple of meters of wingspan or something. That's a small plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is not even getting above the clouds.
That would be a whole
No.
lot of strips. I mean, a whole lot of really tiny, tiny strips to stitch together.
Okay, shall we let it just a little more?
I think we got enough in the chat to just give this thing that gone.
I'm seeing a lot of fucking ones.
There it is.
There we go. There we go.
That's beautiful sound.
Got two dogs.
That's right.
All right. All right.
All right. What's next on the stupid list?
All right. So we have stupid locked, loaded, and ready.
Let's do it.
Don't say I didn't fucking warn ya.
Derp. Derp.
Derpity derp.
Derp, derp, derp.
A hard way to do everything. I don't know why we don't do it the easy way.
This panorama is awesome, by the way.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's not a weird ratio. That's 4 to 3 like all time.
RTG's on its orbit.
Yeah.
And the central station is... They say Gene's little pitch up makes these things slide out by themselves almost. Better thank him next time you see him.
Apollo Audio should always have subtitles.
Good idea.
Okay.
He said okay.
Hey, Jack, you know if there's none of those guys up there holding those hoses as we go around the limb? What do you mean? I saw one just a minute ago. Okay, Bob, you want 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's affirmative. Okay, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's coming off. Roger on that. Okay.
This really is a nice panorama.
It is.
Not even stitched together.
For a
Yeah.
snack and a little water. Come on. Okay,
I'm missing the flat Earth part of what the fuck?
Well, wait till this is over. You might get into it afterwards.
I bet he's going
I'm
to
just
complain
enjoying
about that. I bet he's going to complain about that.
to coin a phrase, it's a panoramic scene of beauty. Well, come on now, Bob. Say, Bob, what do you think of the terrain? Looks flat. Looks very flat and smooth.
Oh, for the love of God!
God damn
You're
it.
an astronomer. That's why you're...
Wow.
Okay, I'll give you a reading on the TGE if you're ready. Roger, ready. Okay.
Is he just proven
Oh, Bob.
that Apollo's real? Where's this going?
When I leaned over to punch it, I hit gravity instead of read, so I guess I gotta wait it out. Okay, we'll start the timer again. That's right, fine. Roger. Okay, I should have been more careful. Okay. Orient pallet to the sun. If you can see it, it's directly at the sun, so that ought to be good. Okay, copy that. The SRC doesn't have to be all the way closed, does it? No, not all the way. Just as long as it's most of the way closed. You can have a crack there in the top. Okay, that's what it is. Man, I'll tell you, this thing got low all of a sudden. Hey, coming, Jack. Great. You get a fuel, Jack? Go ahead. Oh, no.
Okay, this gravity
Coming soon, though.
having to take an extra
Let me
measure
know if you
put us about 3 to 4
problems
minutes
with that.
behind,
Oh, I will.
even further behind leaving the limb
Come
area.
on, back. You're all I got. Man, there we go.
See, we've got a blast reading to get here too, don't we? That's fine.
This reminds me of when I have a good dinner. People just shut up and eat. They just shut up and watch the beautiful.
I was just noticing how quiet everybody is because everybody's just digging the footage, man.
Yeah.
How can you not?
Mike, we did have a question about
Jack, I understand you have the RTG fuel.
What about the neutron probe? Whether it's on the side of the mesa, sun side of the mesa, we're concerned that it might be in the sun.
Am I missing a map I should have
We'll try
up
to
here?
get the TV over there, so I'll get with the mail first before we ask the crew.
I put in there so they wouldn't bounce
Did they say
off.
anything about
I forgot to tell you. Okay, I got them. Hello.
Good call, P. Absolutely beautiful, baby.
Nice.
May the sphere be with you.
So I don't understand because this was pulled from a Flurf channel. I don't think they even watched and they mirrored it thinking it was going to be some debunk because the title shows, you know, fake moon landing or whatever. If you like, it's a massive long title. It's stupid, right?
Is that that's the end of the video, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Seriously.
Wow.
Okay.
Right. And like I said to Ugly German Truce there in the chat, you know, most of the time we don't watch the videos ahead of time. This video was picked by its title in its first 30 seconds. And we were like, oh, there's got to be some bullshit in that. So we threw it into the pile. But that was just excellent viewing. I don't know what the fuck to say.
You know, Flurfs are always complaining that, you know, nobody ever takes, they don't take like 360-degree views from, you know, from outside the ISS, which, by the way, they do. And this is a perfect example right here, nearly 360 degrees all the way around of the moon terrain. And by the way, you didn't see any film crew off to any side, did you?
Just say
No, not a bit.
Just
Didn't see any stage lighting.
Yeah.
No
In
rigging.
fact, I only, for some reason, I'm pretty sure I only saw a single light source. Can't imagine what that could be.
Looked pretty bright, too.
Yeah.
Jessica said it about Dick Troll.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to break it down, it's like South Park. Just blame Canada because you know, that was fucked up, man. Yeah. Now, I did happen to stumble on one more thing we have in our video repository. We have Flat Earth Debate takes down a mage, and it's Ranty's Flat Earth guys, I think, and Quantum Eraser there doing a live takedown of Mr. Sensible's mage stuff.
Oh, this will be great.
Oh, jeez.
Right? So, is there any choice? We have to see that, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we kind of do.
Yes, we do.
So we're all queued up. We're ready to go. Would anybody like to see this level of stupid?
I can't wait.
No.
Yeah.
That was so honest. That was so honest. Like, literally, he's like, what the fuck are you assholes doing to me today? Imagine for a moment a world that is flat, without gravity, and under a dome. And imagine yourself screaming for mercy, living there. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you this dumb fuck.
Toe tagged.
So a few people have got in touch with me saying that Mr. Sensible's released a video, and initially I just assumed that it would be some claim to be proof from the sky vacuum, which is what I responded to the person who drew my attention to it, although I haven't actually watched the video. But after about 10 comments, I got the conclusion that this person's actually
It is Slappy. Fuck you, Slappy.
You can see a physical geometric sphere edge horizon. That would be a physical
It hurts
horizon
already.
from an altitude. Now, the reason I gleaned that is because someone was saying, oh, he can claim that he sees the curve of the Earth from this altitude, even though Neil deGrasse Tyson says you can't see it from much higher. It's like, okay, so this is actually a reification of a horizon into a physical Earth curve edge that needs addressing, albeit from potentially within what is claimed to be our atmosphere.
Oakley, you are such a fucking po. You're shown video evidence, and your first thing is to talk about the concepts of different kinds of horizons. There's fucking video evidence of a curve in front of you.
I can see it in that picture. Here, let me bring it up.
And also, because of that picture, and I've said this before, I don't give a fuck what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. There it is.
Oakley's brain is a grilled cheese sandwich that wasn't cooked long enough. Fuck.
To my understanding, maybe someone can correct me on this, but to my understanding, they don't even use reification fallacy right, because a reification fallacy is when an abstract concept is treated as though it is reality. So,
Yes.
like when they say things like "we don't live on a model," they're calling a reification fallacy there, but they frequently use it as a. They say, oh, well, you've assumed something, and that's a reification fallacy. That's not what a reification fallacy is. I think it's actually closer to begging the question.
So what are they going to? I guarantee you, if we play this out, it's going to be nothing but dismissal and no actual debunk of anything.
No,
I would agree with that.
And I just want to point out, there's a couple people who, like me, were very creeped out by the spooky ghost that was just on screen. I'm worried that the lair is haunted.
At this point, I think an exorcism will be in order. I just don't know who to call.
Who are you going to call? What
Should
was
we
that?
get a ghost out or Nathan Oakley?
Probably Oakley first. I can deal with ghosts way easier.
Yeah. Oakley's more scary.
All right,
You
so
asked for it. You asked for it. You asked for it.
Refutable with the sky vacuum debunking. Moreover, the fact that we haven't got a physical geometric sphere edge for a horizon. The horizon's not a physical location.
It's right in front of
It's not
you!
a sphere to go over. It's not capable of measurement. It moves with the weather. It has no geometric properties for you to derive an R value from. We've debunked that with the black swan. At best, you've debunked the radius, according to the words of Mr. Sensible, who's apparently the purveyor of this particular video. So, here we go. This is based on this article. Thank you, Chocolate. I'll put it up for the audience. So, yeah, it's based on this. So, if this is claimed to be a physical geometric sphere edge with a curve, then you're claiming you can see physicality in the horizon. And the whole point of you telling us that you can't see a geometric horizon is because we've debunked that notion.
Pause.
Who's debunked that notion? Nobody's debunked
Again,
that.
this is Nathan Oakley at his best. It can tell every single observation or measurement or everything, just turn everything into a debate about semantics and words. Oof.
Yeah, what it also ignores the fundamental principles of his entire argument, right? His entire argument is that stuff vanishes from the bottom up because of the angle, and you know the Rayleigh criterion for diffraction. If you go up, you increase the angle significantly, changing the point, right? And, you know, changing your perspective. You should be able to combat the diffraction/Rayleigh criterion effect. And if you get high enough, you should be able to just see everything. You know, he is you know, he's guilty here of having one argument for one thing and then a completely different argument for another thing. And all of them are absolutely spurious. None of them contain even a drop of meaning or logic.
I just can't. Yeah, I can't wrap my head around the video evidence in front of me isn't real because the black swan exists.
Yes.
Well, he can't address what's in front of him directly. He knows it. He knows he can't address it because he can't answer it. So he's going to hand wave it away by throwing everything else out of it and then claiming fallacy.
And this is why Nathan is a Poe.
Exactly.
Well,
give me Bitcoin.
It's creepy, to be honest. It's like watching brainwashing in action.
Yes.
Thank you for the gum, and thank you.
Here's some food for thoughts. You have the Nobel Prize and you have several other scientific prizes. If it turns out the Earth is flat, how many of those prizes would these flat earthers have? It would be quite a lot.
None.
They
because
think so.
if it does get proven, they won't have done it.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
You know what gets me the most is all of these flat earthers, all of them, they all have the unmitigated gall to say that teachers like me are indoctrinating people. Fuck you.
And it all comes from what? Like, I didn't pay attention in school, therefore my teachers were indoctrinators. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only way that they can dismiss the fact that this is what is taught in schools. I mean, they can't really argue it. They can't debunk it. They can't counter it. So we must dismiss it. It's just propaganda.
I think that the core emotional basis is that they believe themselves to be really, 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 really bright geniuses with insights that other people don't have. But they are failures at life. And the only reason that this can be the case is if there is some sort of conspiracy that is out there trying to keep them from the success they deserve. And
I had a flat earther tell me that his IQ was at least 20 points higher than Stephen Hawking because he believed the earth was flat.
Right.
Solely because he believed the earth was flat.
That's only a valid statement if IQ means ignorance.
Damn.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Let's get around the table, Kevin, and see what everybody thinks, buddy.
So the Earth is round. The Flat Earth Institute of Science doesn't understand how satellites work. That guy shouldn't film himself in the bathtub. What else did we do? And the moon landings definitely happened. And Slappy Oakley is a joke and a Poe. That's about all I got to say. It's been a great night, everyone. Thanks for coming and enjoy yourselves.
Awesome, Mike Bertelson.
Nathan Oakley is not a flat earther. He's a money grubbing Poe. That was one of the most impressive videos from the surface of the moon I've ever seen. I love that video. And the Flat Earth Science Institute of Science isn't.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Stephen Cup of Reason.
Sitting in a bathtub doing martial arts does not explain tides. Farting in the bathtub does not explain ocean bottom freaking seismic waves. And as far as Nathan Oakley is concerned, his head is full of fucking cement. Crack it open, and you'll probably find Jimmy Hoffa. And the rest of them, well, they're just a bunch of fucking morons.
Jimmy Hoffa. I love it.
That was fucking awesome. Oh, God damn it. Okay, where am I here? Vishanti, what do you got for us, honey?
Sorry. I'm still laughing at Jimmy Hoffa. I'll just leave with a quote from Dr. Bob because it never gets old, and I'm going to keep saying it until flurfs get it. Nothing in science has ever been disproven with a logical fallacy, and you're not going to be the first.
I love it.
Very well said.
Yeah, awesome. Dark Knight, what do you got for us, buddy?
I'm just going to say they're all stupid.
That's pretty.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Yeah, it's a good sum up. You know, and Tommy Grunwald.
Yeah, as I said, I just got invited a couple of minutes before this started, so I'm just going to continue where I left off in the middle of the video with some face palms. Ow, 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 ow.
I love it. PhD Tony.
It's been a pleasure having Tommy Grunwald on. I'm a great admirer of his work. And if I said anything more, I'd only sound lame and stupid compared to the excellent sum-ups that have already gone. So I'm going to shut up for a change.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you right now, if we have said something that offends you in any way, well, you know what? That means you're a fucking idiot, and we don't give a flying fuck, so fuck you. On that note, I think everybody knows that the shit we have shown you tonight is full of piss and vinegar, absolute stupid. I mean, I swear to God, Nathan Oakley, his fucking brain is dripping out his right ear right now, and he has to clean his earphones to keep it fucking nice. That's how dumb that motherfucker is. On that note, we're the Shills Friday night silly Shills show. We're out of here. Let's say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Emil.
Good night.
And if you're a flirt, fuck you.
Yeah.